should have Aaron up here in just a second. There's Aaron. Aaron, can you hear us okay?
Yes, sirs.
If we can direct questions through the chat, please. And we will go first to Kyle Austin from M Live.
Aaron, so Tuesday, I think it's 6 games in 13 days to close the season. A lot of really tough teams in there. What's your kind of approach and mindset to this closing stretch of the year?
One day, one game at a time. um, have to take that approach. You try to look at it with that perspective of so many games, so many days. You'll lose yourself within it. You know, you got to win each and every day, even the days we don't have games. And it ain't many, but you got to approach every day. You know, trying to get better.
We'll go next to Chris Solari.
Okay, kind of along those same lines that Kyle asked, how do you, I guess, physically and mentally prepare yourself for this stretch? And how do you, knowing everything that's at stake, stay in the moment with one game and not think about the bigger picture?
Just due to how many good teams we play. You can't overlook anybody and think about the next day without looking at the day that you already have. And just the teams that we play have coming up and that we have coming up is just they're not at the bottom of the totem pole. I mean, they're high ranked teams or they're highly competitive teams that like to compete and play hard, and you have to absolutely look at it one game at a time.
As a follower to that, knowing all of that, do you feel like you guys have your own destiny for the NCAA's in your hand at this point?
Absolutely we do, and we're going to approach it again one day at a time because that's all you can do. And you look at it, with the perspective of so many games, so many days. Like I said, you lose yourself within that.
We'll go next to Sarah Tidwell. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We'll go to Lindsay Huddleston. Sorry about that, Sarah.
No problem. Hey, Aaron, not trying to split hairs, but talk about the idea of the relief of finally winning in Indiana, but balancing that with the expectation that you should be winning games anyway. If you follow what I'm saying. What do you think about that?
I can agree with that. It's something that maybe we should have found ourselves earlier, in the season with, and just been that competitive, that together, that connected. But things happen for a reason. Everything you have to go through something to get something, and just I'm glad we did it at the right time. And with the games coming up, we have to approach it with that day at a time mindset. But we know what's at stake.
Got it. Thank you.
We'll go next to Jana Bardo.
Hi, Aaron. Now that you've had a couple days maybe to look back at that Indiana game, what positives are you going to take away from that game moving forward?
The connectedness that we had, the positive mindset that everybody took to it, and just how fun it was to win. I felt like we haven't felt that as much. It's been sporadic every now and then, but just that feeling that Spartans get when we win, it's exciting, and and hopefully we can build on that. And we can continue to play at that level.
We'll go next to Justin Rose.
Aaron, kind of on those same lines, that second half was pretty impressive offensively. Looked like you guys were kind of in a groove that you weren't in since the beginning of this season. Did that give you flashbacks of when you guys were kind of clicking on all cylinders, and having that moment happen the way that it did, do you think that can carry over and give you the boost?
I wouldn't say flashbacks, but just we know what we can do as a team. Whether we go out and do it is a different story. But I feel like it's been there, and just to see it on the court, it was exciting for us to see, exciting to be a part of for sure. And everybody was happy for everybody's success, and hopefully it turns into rolling momentum into these next couple of games. But we have to continue to play at that level and practice at a certain level too to have that.
And what about you? When you score 20 plus points, usually you guys pull out a victory. How much do you put this on your shoulders a little bit, along with some of the other veterans on the team, to make sure you guys give it your all here?
You could say if I score 20 plus, or we have a better chance of winning. But anything to get my team to win is what I try to put my mind to. And if it's that, it's that. If it's something else, then that's what I'm focused on throughout the duration of a game, prior to it and after it as well. Just how can I be better? How much film can I watch? How much can I stay in the gym? And just whether it's points, rebounds, assists, or even just diving on the floor for a loose ball, anything little to help this team win. It'll be me to try to get the job done.
question here too, talking a little bit about that last win against Indiana. We saw a lot of success with you at the 4 during times of that game. I'm curious, when you were playing at the 4, what did you notice there offensively that the team was allowed to kind of do? And also, what it means about your versatility, that you can bring the ball up the floor, you can play at the 4, you can play just about anywhere.
It's just a different spot on the court. You know, I'm at that 4 spot. It's a trail spot. You know, I'm at the middle of the court. I like to say, where you could choose a side wherever the point guard doesn't go. You're in that opposite slot. So it's a lot of room to create for others. A lot of room to maneuver and just play basketball. I mean, I feel like I have a good feel for the game and take what the defense gives me. And you know, it's a good spot. You know, I played that before in high school. I'm comfortable there and. Whatever helps this team win, man. I can play the 5, the 1. You know, I just want to win. It doesn't matter to me.
Thanks.
We have time for a couple more for Aaron. We'll go first to Audrey Dahlgren.
Hey, Aaron. Izzo, I think a couple of weeks ago was mentioning that there was a banner or something that you guys had on the wall that, you know, the number of days that were left in the season that you could look up at. He always has people that come in and speak to you guys or you know, does some type of motivational thing. So with the magnitude of this week, I know it's only Monday, but do you know if he has anything along those lines planned for you, or if there's some type of emphasis that he's putting on certain things?
Yeah, he'll probably, you know, knowing Coach Izzo, he'll put his 2 cents in from a motivational standpoint, and we'll definitely listen. But the biggest thing we have to focus on is just taking each day one day at a time. And we can't overlook anything. You can't overlook any practice, any film session. We have to prepare like we want to play, and we have to win those small areas to win the big goal, and that's something that we try to focus on every day, and especially with the teams that we have coming up, we have no choice.
And then just as a quick follow-up, when you look at Illinois, from your perspective, what is one of the most challenging things about them?
They compete. They compete. They get after. They play hard, man. You can't turn the ball over. They're wonderful, and they play together in transition, and it's fun to see from a fan's perspective. But you know, we just have to be locked in and focused and match their intensity.
All right, thank you, Aaron.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll wrap it up with Jack Edley.
Aaron, with all the things that are going to be asked of you tomorrow, offensively and defensively, scoring 20 plus and checking D'Sumo, how important is it for you to avoid that silly foul in the first half?
Oh my goodness.
Can you play with that thought in your mind?
Just try to keep my hands up. It's just so easy to just put your hands down and reach it, or just want to be aggressive on defense. But you know, I try to avoid that and try to be smart and aggressive on defense at the same time. That's probably one of the tougher things I try to think about and worry about while being on the court. But you know, sometimes it gets me, and sometimes I try to talk to the ref like, don't give me that foul, please. I didn't even mean to, but it happens, man. It's just how the game goes. But I try to avoid it for sure.
All right, Aaron, that's all we have for you. We appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you, guys.